Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Alpaca with Budget with Alpaca. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am a wife, a mom of two, and I also work full-time. I have been budgeting on again and off again for several years and finally decided to do this crazy adventure to try to hold myself accountable. Real talk, I'm not quite sure how that's going so far, but we'll get into that in a different video. In any case, lately I have been doing a lot of diamond painting videos because of the May With You May event. If you are a diamond painter and you know what I'm talking about, those are the videos that have been the most recently recorded. I have not been doing the budgeting videos because of stress and work and life and everything, and I decided that that was not going to work out anymore because I need to. I have to do I have to do a whole budget reset basically because things have just gotten too crazy. Our rent is coming up due and there's some little bit of worry there, but I know that we'll be fine. It's just the budget went haywire. The budget was non-existent at this point because I was not really paying attention to it because I wasn't doing these videos, and these videos really do hold me accountable. So we have a jam-packed video, also a jam-packed just look ahead of everything that's going to be happening. So maybe I'll talk about that a little bit. I'm not sure. In any case, let's jump into it. Hopefully things look a little bit better. I just have my overhead light on. I don't have my normal other bright light that I have on, so I'm sorry. Hopefully I can maybe make it a little bit brighter in editing. If the sound is different, also I apologize. I did, and I'll get into this probably a little more in one of the future videos coming out next week, but I did go ahead and get a new camera. I got the Sony ZV-1F, and so that's what I'm filming on right now. So hopefully, but with that being said, I don't have my mic that I have, my Yeti that I use on most of my videos now. I don't have an adapter yet. I gotta get a different adapter to be able to plug it into the camera. So right now we're just using the camera's mic, which I mean isn't bad, but it's also not super great either, I don't think. So apologies. I am gonna look into that. I had this, let's see, can you see it? This little adapter. Sorry, the shadows are so bad right now. I had this little adapter thing, but it didn't work because of how wide it is and where it plugs in on the camera, so it didn't work. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I have two different notebooks here. This is my 2025-2026 planner. It is my business slash social media slash pretty much everything planner, I think. I haven't really decided. I think I primarily want it to be my business social media planner versus my everyday planner, but it is it's what I'm going to be using to try to budget with. I do love my Budget Mom workbook. I love that. It is fantastic, and eventually I'll probably go back to it, but right now my brain is just not computing with it at the moment. I don't know, sometimes that happens where I start doing it and then all of a sudden it just says no. We're not going to keep using this anymore, and then I have to grab random sheets of paper, and then that's how the thoughts and things start flowing. So today is Friday. It is June 27th, Friday. It is I don't know, it's early in the afternoon, early in the morning, not early in the morning, it's mid-morning, early, almost afternoon. So I'm doing this on my break, so if I stop and then the settings seem to change drastically and the lighting changes randomly, it's because I had to stop recording to go back to work and then came back and recorded later. So anyhow, this black notebook is my catch-all journal, I guess. It's not a journal, it's for business planning, for content ideas and things like that. And so I have a content calendar like rough draft in here for what I have planned going forward for July, but I also wanted to go ahead because, and I'll show you guys, but because my July calendar is like so full with the different payments that need to come out, there was, in like the way I have it organized on the sides, there was no room for me to put like our monthly overview, and that is what this video is for. This is our monthly budget for July. So you guys know that typically speaking, I don't do like full scale monthly budgets. I just kind of wing it and see where we're going from paycheck to paycheck, which is fine, like that works. And sometimes I do that because I know that if I were to look at it in one solid, like just monthly review, I know that it would show up as red because I know that, like, fundamentally, like, that is what happens. So like part of it is that I just don't want to do that, or haven't wanted to do that. However, since we are doing a budget reset, and I have to get back into everything and like redo a bunch of stuff, I did decide that we were going to try it. We're going to see, hold ourselves accountable, right? Because the budget has definitely gone to the wayside. I've been spending way too much. There will be a debt update video coming soon, and it's not looking good, folks. Nothing has been paid off really, and more has been added since the last one. So that's going to be a hard video to do, but it needs to be done. So I'm going to have that coming out soon. We're also going to do a savings update and kind of see where we're at with the savings. And then just kind of a bunch of other things that are coming out. But in any case, so I do have this. I'm going to get into it, and we will talk about all of our monthly expenses that are coming up for July. Some of them will be paid with the paycheck that we got today on June 27th, and then others will, you know, be paid the next, well, it's kind of hard, I guess, because like this is where it always gets tricky, right? Because like it is, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense because I have a bunch of payments that come out at the end of the month, right? For like utilities and things like that. And so it always gets confusing for me because technically they are in July, and like, you know, like Duke and stuff like that is coming out at the end of June, and then like they come out at the end of July. But at the end of July, we would have that last July paycheck, which would cover the end of July and beginning of August, and so then that gets included in both August and July. I don't know. It gets very confusing for me. Some days I wish that we just got paid monthly and like that was it, and then I knew exactly what we had for each month, so that there wasn't all this confusion. And I think this is part of why like I don't do the monthly budgets in this kind of way. But in any case, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and look into it. My break is almost over, so I am gonna have to pause and come back to it, but I wanted to at least get started because I know that this is gonna be a long video. Hopefully the camera's battery will last. Honestly don't know. This is the first time I'm filming with it. I watched a review video yesterday, and it said that like the normal battery life for this camera is like 45 minutes at most, so we'll see. I did order some replacement batteries, which will be here tomorrow. Again, I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, we'll be back. We're gonna dive into this. I will go into the monthly expenses, and then we can take a look at like the actual like overview of how it's all kind of going to be broken down, or how I hope that it's going to be broken down. Obviously, we'll just have to wait and see. So let's do it. Cool. Okay. We are back. Things kind of look a little different and like kind of moved around. It's because I actually started filming, and then I realized that like I was doing it in a different way than what I wanted to do. And then I had to go back to work. So I'm on my lunch. I'm going to go ahead and jump kind of like right into it. You can kind of see up here, this is like my, like the full July calendar with all of the different payments that are coming out, and they're all color coded. We'll get into that in a moment. First though, let's look at like our overall budget for July, like our overall like total expenses and everything that's going to be coming out in July. Yes. And I will say that like some of these won't be quite as accurate because some of them I've already like for the payment plans, for example, I've already paid up through like the second week of July for all of those. So like there's going to be some that are not going to be on the list because of that reason. But I'll get into that when like I said, when I get into this other notebook. So let's go ahead and find our spot. I have a bookmark somewhere. There it is. Okay. All right. So we're going to zoom on in. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. Perfect. Sorry for the shadow. I did open my window because I thought, oh, like that'll help, that'll make it better. It, don't know if it made it better, don't know if it made it worse. Anyway, but there is a shadow. I'm so sorry. I'm trying, you guys, I'm trying. Maybe I need to get like a little flash to go like a little light, like a ring light or something, maybe? Maybe I'll look into that. In any case, maybe I'll move this over a little. Oh my gosh. So this is kind of just a very basic like breakdown of what we've got going on for July. So we have my husband's expected income, which should be about $3,500. That's just a rough estimate. These are all going to be rough estimates, and it's going to be like the minimum, like the least amount that we're expecting. It's not the highest amount that we're expecting, because like I've said before, like with my income, you know, my second check is always variable on if we meet our monthly goal or not. So in any case, and then also it's different because our insurance is going up, and so like different amounts are coming out now for taxes and insurance and stuff like that. In any case, so his is $3,500. Mine for the month is expected around $2,750, but again, could go up, could go down, with a total expected income for the month of $6,250. His does not include the paycheck that we just got today. I went back and forth about if I wanted to include that in this number or not, and I chose not to. And I don't know. I think it was because I didn't want to make it too confusing for myself, because it does get confusing. Because I know that we're using today's paycheck, which is, again, it's the 27th of June. We're using his paycheck today for expenses in July. But I can kind of like go over that later, because like otherwise if I just need to focus on the actual expenses first. And then we can kind of see like where are we, what's going on with it. So I do have some of this stuff like already written out. So if you kind of see me like grabbing stuff like up here, I have some of it already written out, and then others I'll have to figure out. Yeah, my nose. So we're gonna go ahead and have some markers. I'm just, you know, trying to make it a little bit more fun for myself, I guess. I don't know, we're gonna go with the pink, I guess. So our rent is $1,500. Water is typically $20. Our Duke, which is our electricity, that is probably going to be going up with this heat wave that we've got going on, but it is right around $250 right now. Spectrum is making me angry, and it is $83. Our phones are $35. The only reason it is $35, y'all, is because we split the bill with my in-laws, and we also allow them to keep their camper in our garage. Like they have like one of those little tiny pop-up campers, so it takes up half of our garage. And then we also split the YouTube television, so like that's part of it. Oh, and I just realized that I forgot the battery on here too. Battery, I'll just add it right here. It's in a different color. Oh no. Sorry, we also pay them for their battery. It's a long story. Anyway. And then progressive, honestly, I don't know what that's gonna be because right now it's like 93, 94, but we pay monthly, and then the, you know, contract thing, whatever it is, the insurance policy is coming up to renewal, and so like that, it always changes at renewal, so I don't know if it's going to be 95 or something else. Hopefully nothing else like too crazy with that, but we'll see. And then YouTube TV is about 87. I think it's like 86 something or whatever, but 87. So then we've got our calculator. We're at 1500. So we are already like a third of the way through our, you know, expected income right now, which is kind of why I don't ever do a full like scale review of everything, because it's scary. But I also know that like it's not necessarily accurate because, like I said, we're going to be using Blaine's check for some of these things. So in any case, and then we have this. So these are the yearly subscriptions. This one comes out, this is for Blaine's PlayStation, and then Shopify is for my storefront. I am going to switch it to the annual because I don't want to have to worry about it. It's just another extra monthly subscription that like I don't want to deal with. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the yearly. I don't know if that's smart or not, but it is what it is, and that's what I'm choosing to do. So then we've got 345 and 80, which gives us 425. And I'm not doing this in any kind of order really. I was just gonna go straight down. This will go up here. So my mailbox is where I get like my Happy Mail and stuff, my business mailbox, and that is $11. I will probably switch that to a PO box at some point, but just because like it's so far away. But for right now, that's what it is. And then we have our Discovery Plus, which is 14. We have Peacock, that is also 14. Netflix is about 25. Prime is 7. Beast Academy is 16. I will probably be getting rid of that, to be honest. I don't know. I don't see us keeping it for much longer. I actually thought we did get rid of it, and then it popped back up again, so in any case. There's that, and then my PSN is 18, I believe. Spotify is 12. Max is 17. YouTube Premium is 15. Disney Plus is 3, and I believe Apple is 10. Because that's for my storage on my phone. And I share it with like the rest of the family, so I think that's what that is. 16, 15. Alright, so that gives us a total of 181. And now these credit cards, it makes it a little bit more difficult because, you know, some of them we don't have the totals for yet. I'm just gonna check and see real quick. I have like a running list. Blaine keeps a running list of all of his cards and like how much is owed for each day. So I'll probably use some of those as like an estimate for this month. So like Costco is due with this paycheck that we just got, and that was $187.30. So like for that one, sometimes it's 180, sometimes it's like 150. Like it just kind of depends. So yeah, so some of these are going to be kind of an estimate, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. Because like I said, it's all estimated anyway, so it is all good. Oh, I forgot city. Did I do city? City 1. So we've got, sorry, hold on. Alright, so I gotta cross that out because I forgot the city number 2. I got city number 1 and I didn't put city number 2. City number 2 is 41, and this one is about 30. Discover is usually about 115 or so. Quicksilver is 28. Slate is 77. Venture is 158, or 152, sorry. Freedom is 149. Old Navy is actually almost paid off, so I'm gonna make a $78 payment. Once I make that, it should be at 0, because I have not been using it, so that's, you know, bonus for me, I guess. That is 30. This is, I've been trying to pay down the care credit as well, so that's at 50. And then Amazon and Discover are pretty much always like neck and neck, so I believe that's about 115 as well. And then Best Buy is the only one that's not updated right now. Let's see. Did I put anything down on it? Over here? Didn't. I didn't do that either. Okay. I don't remember how much he usually pays on the Best Buy. I know he just paid it, but I'm just gonna put, wait, I'm just gonna look it up real fast. Why not, right? I'm not using my phone to film, so it's not like I can't. So yeah, so let me go ahead and look at this real quick. So I'm just looking for our Best Buy payment, just to kind of get an idea of like what did we pay, you know, for that. Yes, there it is. Okay, and that is 143. All right, so then we're gonna go ahead and total that, and I gotta redo the total. I had this all like nicely written out kind of, and I'm screwing it all up now. What the heck? Oh shoot. Okay. 30, 115. So we are at 1,196 for this. All right, I'm gonna come down here because this I'm not gonna do all of this because I don't know for sure about some of this, but like this is 30. Let's see, therapy is 100. Harrison's is 70. I think his is like, how many does he have? He has 2 appointments. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be 280. And then groceries, gas, like we don't really use gas a whole lot, but we are going to be going shopping, so I'm going to do 100 for that. And I may even have to up that a little bit. Okay, now this is where it gets a little tricky, my friends, because I don't know. Let's see. All right, I gotta use my little list up here, so bear with me because I can't see it very well. and that's actually not accurate. Like there's some more that actually needs to go on there, but I've already paid those, so that's why they're not on here now, because I've already paid it. And then Klarna. Oh, that's right. Okay. So Klarna is 27. And then shop. Oh, what is it? $166. And I actually missed a Klarna. I just saw it. So that is actually 27 plus 29, so that's actually 56. And I probably am missing a couple of these as well because like I know that I added a couple, so if later on you see it and it's different, sorry. I'm doing my best, I promise. Okay, PayPal. Am I though? Am I really? Let's see, PayPal. Okay, I don't think I have any for PayPal that is left for July, but obviously like that might change, I don't know. This is 27, this is 97, 30, ooh, 33 and 67. It's 100. Okay, so that's this 100, 97, 27, 166, 56, 46, 792. Okay, and then we're gonna come back here. So like I said, we are gonna be going out. I'm gonna say 600 for groceries, and then and some of these might like these, like this one, this one, this one, these three in general, are very much like gonna be variable spending, and even like the shopping, like this might actually come out of some savings, so I'm not too concerned about that right now. And I know that I'm missing like a couple things that I know is gonna be happening, but in any case, let's go ahead and do this. Gosh, okay. Whew. All right, so our total expenses. Hopefully we're doing okay. Let's see. A little nervous here. Okay, so we've got our total expenses. We are doing 2072, 425, 792, 81. Good. 1487. Whew. Okay, well, good news. We got some good news here, folks. The good news is that we are going to be coming in, total expenses is $6,153. That is good because our expected income is $62.50. So $62.50 minus $61.53, so that leaves us with like $97. But that's still good, right? Like, because we're not in the red. And it's because I paid, anyway. So okay, so that is that. So we're good. Yay. I was so worried. And we would be in the red. Like, we would literally be in the red if it weren't for like the other stuff that I've already paid that was going to be due in July as well. So that's good. So, okay, now comes the more exciting part. So that was leftover. I guess I could do like leftover. Can't get it. 97 remains. Okay. Just so that I know, and I have it there. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and put that off to, well, I guess I can just like bring this over. So this is where we're gonna go into this calendar. And this is my, wait, don't know if that's showing it very well. Okay, well, hopefully that's kind of showing up okay. Sorry if it's blurry. I'm trying to not make it blurry, but I don't know, we'll see. Any case, so hopefully you can see it. I do have some like check marks on some of these because they've already come out. As you can see, I did color code, and then like off on the side here, I have all of our like total expenses, and it's broken down by paycheck. So this is the first paycheck that we just received today. That again is not included in this other, like in this budget that's underneath here. And then these are the other 4 paychecks that are going to be coming in July. So, and then some of these, like these Affirms and Klarnas and PayPal and stuff, I actually paid that with my check from last pay period. So I didn't even use it with this paycheck like I was planning on. So that's also why it's not in the budget. So we've got a lot going on. This is all just a lot when you first look at it. Like, so Blaine's paycheck goes from the 27th, Friday, June 27th through Monday, July 7th, and then I have my paycheck, which will cover the 8th through the 10th, and then he gets paid again on the 11th, and that will cover us all the way down through the 21st. And then my check on the 22nd to the 24th, and then his again from the 25th until the 7th of August, which is actually a Thursday, and then we both get paid. So in August, we'll both be getting paid on the 8th and the 22nd. But we'll worry about that when it comes. So in any case, this is it. This is what we've got going on. I have like little notes here and there because, you know, I was doing stuff. So like I've got, you know, I accidentally highlighted this as a payment plan, and really I wanted it as a subscription because it's an annual subscription. And this was Walmart Plus, but I canceled it the other day, so I went ahead and crossed it off and took it out of, I think I took it out of the subscriptions. I may not have, any case, but yes. And so that is it. That is where we're at. I might eventually cancel some things as well, and I'm gonna try really hard as far as like our grocery budget and like our variable spending, you know, for like shopping and eating out and gas and groceries and stuff. I am gonna try to stick to that as much as I can. Our shopping, if you can see, where'd it go? Let me bring it back. So over here on the 13th through the 14th, we are actually going to be in Nashville. We're going to be doing, we've got a hotel while the kids are gone to my parents' house for a week. So for that weekend, like that Sunday, Monday, we might end up spending some, but I think what we're gonna do, Blaine told me to take some money out of the savings that we have for him for his Vegas trip, and then we can just kind of, you know, put it back as we go along. So I think that's what we're gonna be doing for that. Oh. Got to talking and I forgot to click back into lunch. For work. Oh no. Guess I'll be staying a couple minutes later than I expected. In any case, that is where we're at. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about right now. I have like some other, you know, things that are coming up and that I want to talk about, but I think as far as our monthly budget looks, that is where we're at. And we're gonna see. Hopefully we can stick to it. Hopefully we can, you know, we're gonna use that. My plan, my plan is to use this monthly budget and then this planner as like a tool to help guide for each of the weekly, you know, the paycheck budgets as they come. So we'll see. I know like this monthly budget doesn't have any dates or anything, but all the dates are listed on the calendar. So my hope is that I can kind of look at that and see how it's all broken down and then kind of, you know, pick and choose, you know, is that going to work with this paycheck or do I need to pay it with a different paycheck, and go from there. So in any case, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. I am okay with criticism because I know that we are pushing it very much with this, and like I said, you know, I know it doesn't include today's paycheck. If I included today's paycheck, it would be a little bit higher, I guess, but like, it just gets confusing for my brain. So let me know, you know, if you have any tips, tricks, thoughts. I know this section, just ignore it. We'll get to it here soon, and probably this section too. But in any case, thank you guys for being here. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so excited to be getting back into our budget videos going forward, and I cannot wait for all the things that are going to be coming out here very soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles!